The Wounded Knee Incident of 1973. The occupation of Wounded Knee began February 27, 1973, when the town of Wounded Knee was seized by Lakota Indians from the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation and the followers of the American Indian Movement, or AIM. AIM was created by Dennis Banks, Clyde Bellecourt, and Russell Means in 1968 because American Indians were concerned that they did not receive proper representation in political organizations. The town of Wounded Knee was chosen for its symbolic value as the event, the Wounded Knee Massacre of 1890. The Wounded Knee incident of 1973 broke out for many reasons, but mainly because of the opposition towards the reservation's president, Richard Wilson. Indians who opposed Wilson accused him of mishandling tribal funds, abuse of his authority, and using brute force for political means. Protesters demanded that Wilson be removed from office. Protesters also attacked the United States government for their failure to fulfill Indian treaties in the past and urged the government to reopen negotiations between the two. The South Dakota senator at the time released a statement saying, "On the 25th of February, 1973, the U.S. Department of Justice sent out 50 U.S. Marshals to the Pine Ridge Reservation to be available in the case of a civil disturbance." However, AIM had a different story. They argued that their organization came to the town for an open meeting, and within hours, police had set up roadblocks, cordoned off the area, and began arresting people leaving town. By the morning of February 28th, both sides were ready to fight. The U.S. government force at Wounded Knee included federal marshals, FBI agents, and armored vehicles. The government also attempted starving out the occupants, but the occupants were able to smuggle food in past roadblocks. On the 13th day, AIM members declared Wounded Knee and the Lakota Nation as an independent country. On the 30th day, the U.S. government and protesters came to an agreement. The government promised to investigate corruption on Pine Ridge and hold a White House meeting on treaty rights, while protesters agreed to lay down their arms. However, the government believed that protesters should lay down their arms before going to the White House, while the protesters believed they should go to the White House, then lay down their arms. They were at crossroads again. It seemed like the siege at Wounded Knee was going to last for a very long time, but on April 26, Lawrence Lamont, a Wounded Knee occupier, a Vietnam War veteran, and a beloved Lakota Indian, was shot through the heart by a sniper. Lamont's death was the breaking point. After 71 days occupying Wounded Knee, protesters began to flee in the middle of the night. When morning came, few remained, and those were arrested. The U.S. government gained control of the town again. The siege had come to an end. Although the occupation ended in a surrender of the AIM, the incident was largely publicized by reporters and was featured throughout the nation. The incident showed ignorant Americans the hardships Native Americans had to face. The public strongly sympathized with the Native Americans and called for reforms.